I am returning for Eb. I don't want to forget anything I want to say to you, so please excuse my little ratty paper. And I don't have the best memory, so bear with me. So I am completely humbled that you are all an event that I created, especially because a few years ago I couldn't even make a phone call without crippling anxiety. This is why I wanted to create an event like this, especially one that was completely free of charge. When I was in that place, I didn't know how to help myself, and that's why I wanted to present you guys with every option or road to recovery and healing, and free of charge, because I wouldn't have been able to afford this back then, and events like this should be accessible to everyone. And that brings me to the other side of the event, the dogs. Well, during this time that I speak of, I was very lonely. I hadn't started a new job, or my new job in the place that I just moved to, so I hadn't made any friends yet. But when I took my little dog out for a walk, I met people. They were more interested in him, let's be honest, but I got to chat as well, and that was the only positive interaction that I had with a human being that day, and that was because of him. So when I took him for a walk, everyone stopped to pet him, talk to me, and because of him, that was improving my mental health. So when I failed to find a reason to go on, I had to get out of bed, I had to feed him, I had to play with him and walk him, which indirectly improved my mental health, never mind the companionship that he provided me. Now, the little guy on the poster, that's him, and he, as I've said so many times before, he saved my life. And the event tonight is a homage to him. Now, we lost him last year at the age of 20, and although I'm still grieving him, this is not a negative thing. The event was born from a sad experience, but my advocacy was also born through sad experiences and negative experiences. I'm a childhood sexual abuse survivor. I have been suicidal, and I have 2 mental illnesses that have caused me pain. But without that, we wouldn't all be here together tonight. Northern Ireland is facing an epidemic, and our suicide rates are abnormally high. And I feel it's obviously due to our long waiting lists and lack of government funding, but it's also this culture of man up, don't be an attention seeker or an oversharer, which all perpetuate the stigma that surrounds mental health, and is why I talk about my struggles and my triumphs with mental health online, on the radio, and with you here today. The day my recovery began was when I asked for help from my doctor. I had anorexia and body dysmorphic disorder, and I didn't want to starve myself any longer. Now, I was put on antidepressants, and for the first time in my life, my anxiety and depression lifted a little. My body dysmorphic disorder actually disappeared, and I was very, very lucky for that to happen, because a lot of people that take that step and get their help from the doctor, it's too late at that point. So I didn't realise how bad my illnesses were until they were lessened and then gone. Now, although my first experience was positive, this isn't always the case. Doctors haven't taken me seriously in the past when I've said I've been suicidal because I've had makeup on and was well presented. Now, I know for me back then, and I'm sure for a lot of people now too, I was more anxious to leave the house without makeup in an age of Photoshop and filters, and it's why I bring this up tonight. The messy hair and dishevelled person who's supposed to be unwashed and no makeup on. Now, don't get me wrong, I have looked that way too when I was suffering, but this idea perpetuates the stigma that mental illness has a look. It doesn't have a look. It varies from person to person, and that's why it's called an invisible illness. And this is why we have to become our own advocates, or bring someone to our appointments that can advocate for us, because more often than not, we have to fight for help. So since my diagnosis and the help that I've received, I've been on a journey of self-love, acceptance, and learning to overcome any obstacle. What allowed me to overcome these obstacles in particular, and those I faced with mental illness, was becoming self-aware. I learned how to tell the difference between the thoughts that were mine and the thoughts that were the demon of that wants me to isolate myself, self-sabotage, and tells me that I'm worthless. I learned that they are not me. They're a demon in my mind trying to take over. Well, I told that demon where to go. And I put in your bags tonight an anxiety and depression survival toolkit, which are little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way when I've been dealing with my illnesses. So as I recovered from anorexia, my body changed. I had to learn to accept it. So I put weight on, and more when I had to stop going to the gym due to my physical illness, more when I was put on new meds, and then more when I became less mobile. So during this time, I worked on accepting myself in every form. In life, we will experience illness, pregnancy, and life changes. And if we can only love ourselves when we fit society's ideal, then what's the point? So I got to work on becoming neutral about my body and grateful for what it can do for me rather than what it can't. And that moved me to a place of body love and confidence. Now I know I'd rather love myself no matter what in my life and my body changes than try to shrink myself for the rest of my life to fit a box society has created. So I implore you to do the same. Don't fill the pockets of companies that profit from your insecurities, like detox teas, diet pills and wraps. You're worthy of self-love in any form. So the second lesson that I've learned on this journey that life has put me on is how to overcome any obstacle. Now I've been faced with a lot in my life, but my ability to see what I have to be grateful for in spite of this is what's got me through. Which is why I felt it was so important to have the gratitude journals in your bags today. My most recent thing I've had to overcome has been the limitations placed on me by my mobility. Now, not being able to stand or walk for more than 2 minutes. This has been hard on my mental health because I've been confined in my home a lot and I'm heavily reliant on others. But what did I do? I thought, what can I do with what I've been given? So I set up a page online to help other people and make a difference no matter how much pain I was in, and finally took the plunge and got a chair. Yes, I was afraid of what people would think and that they would think that I had given up and given in to my problems, or that people wouldn't understand that wheelchairs can be used as part-time aids. But I put my quality of life ahead of the opinions of others, and by doing that, I've been able to attend courses that will get me into the career I want, to get out in nature, which is my natural antidepressant, and this event wouldn't have happened without my chair. This was all only possible because of my mindset. Instead of feeling sorry for myself, I thought, what can I do? Not what I can't. And through that, I'll achieve all my goals. And you can too. It literally just takes a willingness to change your mind. And if you're open to that, you can achieve anything too. Thank you.